Now on Sunrise and streaming on crossroadstoday.com. Breaking overnight, a country in the Middle East agreeing to a U.S. proposed ceasefire while its counterpart seeks more demands. And a local county is looking at some outrageous water bill balances. Some residents that have been impacted are speaking out. Plus, a witness corroborates Cassie Ventura's testimony in a high-profile trial in New York.
Watching a line of thunderstorms head toward the Crossroads region, moving in as we speak. In the Aquarium in about 15-20 minutes or so, then head toward the Victoria and points to the east. Rain not over just yet. We'll talk about that coming up in your forecast.
And the Shiner Lady Comanches and the Ganado Maiden softball teams playing the 2A Division I and Division II state championships. We'll highlight both of these games coming up in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning, Crossroads, and happy Friday morning. Happy first day of spring break, or no, summer break.
Summer break.
Summer break, that's right. And the first day of summer is on the 21st.
Exactly, next month.
What about meteorological summer? When does that start,
I believe
Trey?
it's on June the 1st, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, so just a couple days away.
Exactly.
Well, Trey, how are we looking for this weekend?
Well, we definitely have some
or today.
Weather around here. Look at this. Carolina coming in from the north and northwest of the line of storms headed our way. Thankfully, nothing severe, not seeing any watches or warnings of any kind. But nonetheless, don't let your guard down because it still contains some gusty winds, heavy rainfall, at least briefly, and some frequent lightning in these storms that pass on through. Getting to Aquaro in 15-20 minutes from now, probably close to 15 minutes. Moving into DeWitt County as we speak. Moving through Gonzales and toward Karnes City, Kennedy area toward Goliad and Victoria the next little bit. I'll keep that in mind, especially if you're going out the next hour or two. Carry an umbrella with you. Better yet, just stay at home if you can't wait till the afternoon when conditions will be a lot drier by then. Looking at the rainfall coming on through, according to the weather model here, still pretty consistent with it moving to the east with time, giving us a break by the 12 noon hour or so, all to the east by that time. Is the rain over for us? There are still chances remaining after this. We'll talk about that coming up in your full forecast. Carolina?
Breaking overnight, an Israeli official says Israel has accepted the new U.S. proposal for a 60-day ceasefire with Hamas. The official says it calls for the release of 10 living and 18 deceased hostages. Meanwhile, Hamas says the deal does not respond to their demands, which includes a permanent end to the war. The official says Hamas also wants humanitarian assistance to be carried out through UN channels, as well as the Israel Defense Forces to pull back to where they were before Israel relaunched its military operations. Also breaking overnight, a wave of missile and drone attacks struck the city of Kharkiv and several nearby districts overnight, causing destruction and injuring at least 11 people in Ukraine. The State Emergency Service of Ukraine reported that shelling ignited a major fire at a municipal transport enterprise. Russia also conducted drone attacks on the Odessa region, causing fire and destruction. No injuries have been reported there. A 3-year-old mistake left a Port Lavaca woman with a high water bill. Julie Herrera recently received a water bill for almost $350. She moved into her home in August of 2022 when that balance should have shown up, but it didn't. A malware attack in 2020 and then COVID-19 left the city behind. In a standard bad debt review, it found more customers owed money. The city of Port Lavaca says it's working with its customers caught up in this situation.
You could be at work and come home to no water because you were not aware that you had an outstanding balance, or be on vacation and come home and you have no water and it's after hours, and what do?
The city of Port Lavaca is allowing Herrera to make monthly payments of about $38 on top of her bill. The city says its finance department has not undertaken an audit of bad debt since 2019, so it is not adding late fees to these water bills. 82 letters have been sent out with a total of over $37,000 for residents with outstanding balances. Now to the sex trafficking trial of music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. One of his former assistants breaking her silence about assault and abuse. ABC's Andrea Fuji has the details.
This morning, a woman using the pseudonym Mia is due back on the witness stand 1 day after testifying that the years she spent working for Sean Diddy Combs were filled with physical and sexual violence. Mia testifying, "He has thrown things at me. He has thrown me against the wall. He has thrown me into a pool. He has thrown an ice bucket on my head. He has slammed my arm into a door. He has also sexually assaulted me." She said she was just months into her job when Combs sexually assaulted her at New York's Plaza Hotel while celebrating his 40th birthday, and she sobbed in court as she recalled sleeping in Combs' Los Angeles home and waking up to the weight of a person on top of me. "Who was on top of you?" the prosecutor asked. Mia replied, "Puff." "Why didn't you tell him no?" "Because I couldn't tell him no. I couldn't tell him no about a sandwich. I couldn't tell him no about anything." Combs denies sexually assaulting anyone.
Mia's importance breaks down into two categories for the government's case. She's an alleged victim in her own right, but she also acts as a corroborating witness to a lot of Cassie's allegations.
Mia also testifying about her sister-like relationship with Combs' then-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, and her attempt to intervene when she says Combs smashed Ventura's head into a bed, leaving this scar, saying, "He threw me against the wall so quick and so easily, I realized we were in real danger." And she says after the Grammys one year, she and Ventura snuck out to go to a party at Prince's house. When Combs showed up, Mia says she and Ventura started running, but Combs caught up and attacked Ventura. Asked why she never called police on Combs, Mia said she believed Combs' authority was above the police. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
The first report from the Trump administration's Make America Healthy Again Commission, released last week, appears to be filled with errors. The report contained more than 500 references to studies, government reports, and news articles, and some references were wrong or do not appear to exist. In other cases, the researchers who conducted the studies cited in their report say their studies were misrepresented. An updated version of the report was posted online Thursday with some changes to works cited and the text of the report. And that leads us to your viewer poll. You can scan the QR code on your screen to take part. We want to know, how concerned are you about errors and misrepresentations in the recent Make America Healthy Again Commission report? All right, let's take a look. 30% of you are very concerned. 3% of you are somewhat concerned, 1% of you are not very concerned, and 66% of you say you're not concerned at all. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part in our viewer poll. Remember, follow us on YouTube, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. The time is now. Let's get a look at our clock up here at 6:38 on our Friday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up next on 25 News Now Sunrise. A young speller makes history at the National Spelling Bee, outshining hundreds of competitors from across the country.
I'm ABC's Perry Russom in Washington. More tariff whiplash. An appeals court has ruled President Trump's tariff policy can continue for now. That story coming up.
All the rain and the wind shifts we've had in the atmosphere, the pollen report, allergy report is quite interesting. Tree low, grass high, so if that's a concern for you, be careful out there. Ragweed is low, so the change in the air mass still continue. We'll talk about that and the rain chances for us coming up.
This week on Community Crossroads, the Cuero Record has told the town's story for generations. Fun the whole family can enjoy without spending a dime. A local hero's story of courage and sacrifice, plus a 6-year-old's love for baseball.
He's super excited. He just likes being out here and being cheered for. He enjoys it though, and that's the whole thing for us, is finding something that he can enjoy and feel normalized.
Good morning, good morning. In addition to the rainfall, temperatures will be the big weather issue today for the Crossroads region. Starting off in the 70s currently, and we'll be warming to the 80s or so, near 90 degrees by the time we get to about 2 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And a little bit of a relief in the temperatures. This is a small amount due to the rain that's coming through our area, currently in the northwestern parts of the Crossroads, and moving on through in the next hour or two. So that'll help a little bit. Even also, we need the rainfall. Heat index value, still going to be an issue today, well into the 90s. near 101 or 101 at best, coming in by about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Because of the cloud cover that we have, mostly cloudy skies throughout the majority of the day, and there's thunderstorms rolling on through with the cooler winds from bringing down from aloft into the surface. Helping those temperatures down a little bit. Still going to be quite oppressive out there, so be careful out there, definitely. We're seeing the storms rolling on through, starting in the hill country, now moving, getting near Cuero and Hallettsville as we speak, headed toward Victoria. So heads up here, next 30 minutes or so from Victoria down to south toward Port Lavaca. With the storm moving on through, get your umbrella. Staying home is probably the best thing until these pass. Nothing severe out there, not seeing any watches or warnings of any type, but that doesn't mean there's nothing to be concerned about. These storms will definitely have gusty winds, heavy rainfall, frequent lightning, and maybe some small hailstones, so that's something to keep in mind as we work on through. Your full forecast comes around a little bit later on.
All right, Carrasco, yesterday we had 2 softball teams competing in the 2A Division I and Division II state championship games, the Ganado Mains and the Shiner Lady Comanches. So first, let's look at the Ganado Mains as they're trying to win their first ever state championship game. And Mains got the bats going early there. Last week's athlete of the league, Paisley Hyofsky, hit an RBI double. That would be the first run there for Ganado as they were down 4-1. And guess what? They would get the bats going after that because the very next batter here was sophomore Jordan Bundick. She lays down a butt, but an error there by Riesel by the third baseman. And again, would bring in Hyofsky, would make the score there 4-2. And how about this? A couple innings later, Kylie Stanzik became the MVP later on, hit a 2 RBI single, and Ganado would take the lead. And then after that, they would find a way to get this big time play, needing 3 outs. And then the right fielder, Lacey Holt, would make the play. And then for Ganado, they would win this game 5-4, winning their first ever state championship in program history. Over to the Shiner Lady Comanches, they face the Sundown Roughnecks in the 2A Division II state championship, and they would lose this one 9-3. The Comanches committed 5 costly errors that would kind of hurt them at the end, and they finished their season at 36 overall and became state runner-ups. This is Max Williams, 25 News Now Sports.
We want to invite y'all to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, or Android TV. Just search for Crossroads Today Plus. Now to the continuing legal tariff battle. An appeals court ruling the president's tariff policy can continue for now after a federal court blocked Trump's attempt to impose tariffs using emergency powers. ABC's Perry Russum is in Washington.
This morning, tariff whiplash. After a federal court blocked most of President Trump's tariffs, an appeals court now ruling the tariffs can continue, at least for now, as the appeals process plays out. The fight centers around how President Trump imposed his tariffs, declaring a national emergency to bypass Congress. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent defending Trump's trade policies on Fox News.
The president absolutely has the right to set the trade agenda for the U.S.
The court's latest ruling is another twist in the cumbersome rollout of Trump's tariffs, as the U.S. tries to negotiate deals with other countries.
We've seen no change in their attitude in the past 48 hours. As a matter of fact, I have a very large Japanese delegation coming to my office first thing tomorrow morning.
Trump's tariffs have led to economic uncertainty with stock market swings and retailers suggesting they're the ones paying the price, not foreign countries. Walmart, Macy's, and Ford among those anticipating price hikes because U.S. companies pay for the tariffs. Traffic at major U.S. shipping ports is slowing. The executive director of the Port of Los Angeles says business is softer than usual, with 10 vessel arrivals already canceled for next month. At the Port of New Orleans, a major shipping company is reportedly dropping the port from its Asian route, citing a declining demand tied to tariff uncertainty. On this new legal battle over tariffs, the White House confident they will win, but is preparing a plan B.
Is the administration actively reviewing other avenues, other options to carry out the president's trade policy?
The president has other legal authorities where he can implement tariffs.
On social media, Trump is defending his tariffs, writing he must be allowed to protect America against those that are doing it economic and financial harm. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
13-year-old Faison Zaki has won the Scripps National Spelling Bee. The 3-day competition began with 243 spellers from across the U.S. and other areas. Zaki was the runner-up in last year's Spelling Bee, and on Thursday he beat out 8 other students to win the Scripps Cup. He sealed the deal with the word éclaircissement, meaning the clearing up of something obscure, enlightenment. It's graduation season and we're continuing to celebrate the class of 2025. Congratulations to Hayden from Victoria West High School. Congratulations, Hayden, on all your accomplishments. We're very proud of you and we can't wait to see what the future holds for you. Love from Mom, Dad, Emma, Grandma, and Pap. And congratulations to Kaylee from Victoria West High School. Victoria West High School, excuse me. 2025 graduate. Love you always from Mom and Santos. And if you have a special grad you want to celebrate, you have until June 13th to send in a photo and a message. We're featuring our area grads on air and on social media. Come to crossroadstoday.com, click on the entertainment tab, then contest tab to submit yours. And the time is, let's get a look, it's 6:47 on our Friday morning, still to come on Sunrise. A day set aside for remembrance and hope, and for some, heartache. Why this day matters to so many families and how its impact is felt locally. All right, it's time to celebrate some birthdays. Happy birthday to Uriah. Happy 15th birthday, Uriah. Have a blessed day. We love you, baby boy.
And happy birthday to Veronica. Happy 13th birthday, Veronica. From Mom and Dad, we love you and proud of you. Have a wonderful day.
Happy birthday to Faith. Happy 11th birthday to my baby girl, Faith. Daddy and Mommy love you to the moon and back, and we know today will be full of blessings for you, baby. You deserve it.
Yes, you do. Happy birthday also to Rayanne. Happy 28th birthday, my princess. Rayanne, I'm so proud of the woman that you have become. Love from Mom, Ray Nathan, and Dad.
And she's not letting it go today because she's celebrating a birthday. Frozen and Wicked star Idina Menzel is 54 today. Don't forget about rent.
Oh no, yes. Need to pay that too.
It's true, I'm doing that today.
Happy birthday to Manuel. Happy birthday, Manuel Lira. Happy birthday from Corbin Clay. And to see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now Sunrise, come to crossroadstoday.com, click on the drop-down menu, then click on the home tab, and you'll see the submit your photo right there.
Right there. The time is now, let's get a look, at 6:48 on our Friday morning. Happy birthday if you're celebrating one today, or maybe you're gonna celebrate this weekend.
We'll be right back.
25 News Now is here to keep you informed and prepared. Is your family hurricane ready? Join Chief Meteorologist McLovio Perez, Trey Mining, and Parker Cox for Storm Prep 2025, June 2nd at 6:30 p.m. on KAVU TV. Get the 2025 hurricane forecast, learn the latest in storm tracking, marine life dangers, and why checking your insurance now could save you later. Storm Prep 2025, June 2nd at 6:30 on KAVU TV. Don't face the storm unprepared.
And good morning, everyone. Trey Mining here, watching another round of storms headed our way, coming in from the north and northwest, actually moving southeast across the Crossroads region. Getting into Cuero as we speak, now moving into the areas just north of Cuero as we speak now, also toward Yorktown, Karnes City, as well as Hallettsville. And the gusty winds along this line as well, there could be something to be of note about. No severe weather is associated with this, not seeing any warnings, any watches or anything of that nature, but still heavy rainfall can be expected, frequent lightning, maybe some small hail moves on through. About 30 to 45 minutes before it reaches the Victoria region where it looks at this point. It is still continues to hold together, which so far it is. Take a look at the projection here coming up, the model run. Moving toward the south and southeast as it continuing to do so. Mainly concentrated to the eastern counties coming up toward the 10 a.m. hour. So some lingering rain showers to the south and to the west of Victoria at that time. By 12 noon, it's pretty much all out of the picture. Cloudy skies remain, and we get a little bit more of a drying trend after that. Port Lavaca today, rain showers moving on through by the morning hours and the afternoon hours as we work on through the day-to-day on your Friday. Highs near 90. Same thing for Victoria, moving on through, coming up later on this morning. Out of the picture by about 12 noon or about 11:30 or so. Extended forecast for us here, keeping the rain chances in for your day-to-day. 40-50% chances, especially in the morning hours. Reducing somewhat in the weekend and Monday time frame. Then we dry up and heat up coming up by the first part of next week with highs approaching the mid-90s.
May 25th marked National Missing Children's Day, a day that brings remembrance, hope, and for many families, deep heartbreak. In a statement, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children said the day is all about remembering missing children, even those taken by someone they know and love. The message hits close to home here in Victoria, where 2 young men remain missing years after they were last seen. Brian Alejandro Galvan Gutierrez is one of the young men reported missing. Gutierrez was last seen in September of 2021 when he was reported missing. The National Center says he was last seen on September 9th of that year. He was a teenager when he went missing and would be 20 years old today. Also missing is Jeremy Alexander Vasquez. He disappeared in February of 2020 and would be 21 years old today. Recently, the center released an age-progressed photo of Vasquez, hoping it may spark a new lead. This week, the Victoria Police Department reached out to the Texas Attorney General's office for guidance on public records, a public records request submitted by our 25 News Now team. And we're pushing for more transparency in Gutierrez's case, just as we did earlier this year with Vasquez. These cases remain open and the families continue to wait for answers, for closure, and for someone to come forward. And here is how you can help. If you have seen either 2 of these men, you can call 911 or the 1-800-THE-LOST. That's 1-800-THE-LOST, or contact the Victoria Police Department at 361-573-3221. Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. A high-profile meeting at the White House with big implications for the economy. President Donald Trump met with Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell at the White House Thursday. It was the first time Trump has met with Powell in his 2nd term. The meeting was at the president's request. Trump has criticized Powell for months over the Fed's refusal to cut interest rates. Powell has previously stressed that the Fed's decisions are based entirely on economic data. The number of applications for jobless aid climbed last week. About 240,000 applications for jobless benefits were filed last week, 14,000 more than anticipated. Despite the uptick, most analysts believe a healthy range for new unemployment claims to be between 200 and 250,000 per week. The total number of those receiving unemployment benefits last week was 1.92 million, up by 26,000. Today marks 1 year since Donald Trump was found guilty of 34 counts of falsifying business records in his New York hush money trial. Trump became the first president in the U.S. history to be convicted of a federal offense. The jury deliberated for more than 11 hours before reaching a verdict. The jury found the manner in which Trump reimbursed Cohen constituted as falsification of business records. And we want to invite y'all to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, and Android TV. And let's go ahead and get a last look at our forecast with Trey.
All right, thank you so much. Watching the thunderstorms approach us from the north and northwest. Moving into Cuero here in about 5 or 10 minutes, in Victoria about 30 minutes or so from now. The line pretty much holding it together. Gusty winds, heavy rainfall can be expected. Not seeing any severe weather so far. Thankfully, don't expect to see any with this line, but it'll give us a good rainfall, definitely that we need that. And let's look at the projection right here. Still continue to work on through. All out of the picture by about 11 or 12 o'clock in the morning time to drier conditions, but still the clouds hanging in. Highs near 90 degrees today. So we'll keep that in mind for Port Lavaca. The storm moving through this morning and lingering into the early afternoon hours, probably along the coast at that time. High temperatures near 90 degrees today in Victoria with rain coming through in the morning time. Once again, there's another look at the radar. It's getting closer, my friends. The good soaking rain for the morning hours around here, which is a plus. And looking at the forecast for today, 40-50% chances of rain for the morning hours and drying up by the afternoon. Keeping the small rain chances in for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, with highs in the low 90s. Getting closer to mid-90s by next week with more drier conditions with sunshine. Be weather aware, nothing severe, but just be weather aware just in case in the next few hours here in the Crossroads region.
All right, thank you, Trey. Be sure to join us for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10. Have a great start to your weekend.